Thierry de Montbrial, welcome to WPC TV. You are the president of the World Policy Conference. What do you expect to get from this year's conference, and what do you hope to get, what do you want to get?
Well, first of all, I think that I have now a better idea of what we are trying to achieve. I think the important concept today is the concept of middle power. We are talking about a zero-polar world or monopolar world or multipolar world. I think these expressions are quite inadequate. What matters today to improve the stability of the global system is to have a number of middle powers who are ready to play the game of the global public good par excellence, which is to ensure the openness and the stability of the global system. And that looks a little bit abstract, but it means, take for instance the example of my country, of France. France in Africa. We try to play that role. The concept of middle power is emphasized by a country like South Africa. The new president of South Africa, she's sending a special envoy here this time, emphasized this concept of middle power. Middle powers which try to go beyond their immediate national interests.
So this is really more G20 than G7 or G8, or, I mean, at one point people were talking of G2.
No, it cannot be G2. It cannot be G2 for at least two reasons. First, China is not so far willing to play that role. China remains for the time being very much centered on China, the middle power, as they call it precisely. Second, I think this would be unacceptable for the rest of the world. Take the Middle East. How can you believe for 1 second that the US and China could settle the Syria issue? It doesn't make sense. As for the G20, the problem with the G20 is that many states want to join that club, but without really sharing responsibilities. That's the problem. If you want to play a major role in global or even regional governance, you have to accept the costs of the responsibilities of playing that role. And in fact, there are very few countries which are willing to do so.
And one last question. What do you think are going to be the most, if you like, sensitive issues at this year's conference?
In all likelihood, the Middle East. We will discuss Iran, we will discuss Syria and related issues. But among the other sensitive issues, I think Asia, also East Asia, is quite critical.
Japan,
China, Korea, North Korea, especially these days. The South China Sea, and so forth and so on. And we will also touch upon new subjects. When I say new for this conference, for instance, we will have an important session on the subject of religion and politics. And I should say religions with an S.
Yes.
So there are a number of significant innovations.
Thierry de Montbrial, thank you very much. We'll be talking to you again at the end of the conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much.